Out of the 500 plus books that I have ever read, I have only ever rated 43 of them 5 stars. And this video doesn't end until I find one more. If you are new here, hi, my name is Leah. I post a bunch of bookish videos, reading challenges. You have seen me laugh, you have seen me cry. But I have never been this terrified for a video ever. The TBR. So when I finally decided that it was time for me to film this video, I took a long hard look at my bookshelves and was like, what books do I think I'm gonna rate 5 stars? There are 5 here that I knew I had to add to this TBR, but then I came across a dilemma. What if the first book that I read is 5 stars? This video would end up being 5 minutes long, but I wasn't sure when people do these videos whether they go for books that they know they are gonna rate 5 stars or pretty certain they're gonna rate 5 stars, or books that they think are probably gonna be quite mediocre to them and then they go for the one at 5 stars when like they're reaching boiling point where they need to end the video. Well, I wasn't sure, so I decided to go for books that I think I'm pretty certain that I'm going to end up rating 5 stars. 5 books. Is that ambitious? Potentially, but then if I also don't rate a single one of these 5 stars, I will question whether I know my reading taste at all. So going through the TBR, the first book that I really want to read is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I did read The Dead Romantics and I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to, but this book screams perfect to me. I feel like I'm going to absolutely love it. We then have Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. I'm absolutely deathly terrified to get to this book, so I thought I would add it in this video to kind of force me to read it if whichever one I read first doesn't get 5 stars. I've seen a multitude of people say that they cry when they read this book, that there's like a cliffhanger. I'm scared. We then have a proof copy of one of my most anticipated books for 2024, and that is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is Holly Jackson's new book coming out in April. I absolutely adore Holly Jackson. I have read every single thing she has ever released and I have loved it all. So of course I'm anticipating her new one to be 5 stars. I'm so excited to read this. We then have a book that I've wanted to get to all year and another one that I am terrified to read, and that is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Terrified to read mainly because so many people have said that this is their favourite book of the year or their favourite fantasy book that they have ever read, and I want to feel like that so badly too, so I'm really anticipating this to become a new favourite, and if it doesn't I might just cry myself to sleep for the rest of my life. And then the last book on this TBR, we have another Jessa Hastings, and that is Never. I haven't seen any reviews for this yet because it has just kind of come out and I am anticipating to absolutely love it. This is a Peter Pan retelling. That is all I know. That's all I want to know before going into it. I'm very excited, but also again very nervous. That is a quick roundup of the 5 books I have on this TBR. Hopefully I won't need to read more than 5. Hopefully at least one of these will be 5 stars. But yeah, let's get started on the reading. I'm going to start with The 7-Year Slip. Guys, tell me how I started this video with a 4.5 star. I could have been a one-hit wonder. Oh my god, I didn't even update you on my thoughts as I was reading this because I literally just binge read it. It is so good. I've had a moment to kind of collect my thoughts, and this book, I am so pleasantly surprised by how much I loved it. I did read The Dead Romantics also this year, but I thought it was okay. It wasn't absolutely groundbreaking to me. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. I thought it was a pretty decent romance that had this like supernatural element that I'd never read in a romance book before. I thought it was fun. But going into this, I really didn't know what to expect because I've just seen the most insane hyped things about it, and because I wasn't 100% obsessed with The Dead Romantics, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna feel the same as everybody else. No, I did. This book was just so good. So we're basically following Clementine, who has moved into her auntie's apartment in New York after she passes away. And when she was younger, her aunt used to tell her stories about how the apartment is magical, and just these stories of when she met this girl one day and they kind of fell in love. Obviously, Clementine being a child, she just brushes it off when she's older and just sees it as stories that her aunt once met this girl, fell in love with the apartment, didn't really think it was necessarily all that true, until one night she is asleep and this man just bursts in and is saying, hi, I've subletted this apartment from your auntie, but he's 7 years in the past. The way that the 7-year magical realism aspect creates so much tension and heartache, especially when it comes to the present day and where they both are separately but also together. Everything about it was just It's one of my favorite romance books. It was so close to being 5 stars. I just didn't get that 5-star feeling. Honestly, now though, reflecting on it, it was perfect to me. It well and truly could have been 5 stars if I had just had that feeling. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the book. Like, I'm gonna think about this for so long. I can't believe we started this video with a 4.5 star. What would we have done if this was 5 stars? We would have just had a reading vlog like 5 minutes long. Oh my god, it was just so good. If you haven't read it yet, please do. I am gonna think about this forever, like their relationship. Okay, so the next book that I think I'm gonna read is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I am so excited to read this. I have heard a multitude of incredible things. I've heard so many people say it is their favorite romance book of the year, and I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of expecting it to be one of mine too. Saying that though, it is one that I have been so intimidated by, so I don't really know. Oh my god, I'm nervous. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but I do feel like I'm gonna love it. All I know about this is we are following an academic rivals to lovers situation where they write letters to each other. He knows he is writing letters to her, she doesn't know it's him. That trope actually too is one of my all-time favorite tropes with anything that has some sort of romance subplot, and I just feel like because of that and the hype that this has been getting, I am just going to absolutely love it. So hopefully, oh my god, I really pray and hope that it is going to be 5 stars for my sake, but also imagine just saying that 2 books in we can stop the vlog because I got a 5 star. That would be insane. But okay, we're gonna start Divine Rivals. I'm so excited, but I'm so scared. I'll find you. Oh, this is gonna wreck me. Guys, I finished Divine Rivals last night. It was 5 stars. Oh my god, I don't know what to do. This is the second book I'm reading for this video and I rated it 5 stars. I just want to preface first of all, when I did the intro for this video, I was kind of searching and looking through all of the books I've read so far this year, how many of them I've rated 5 stars. Take a little wild guess. At the time, out of like 100 books that I had read, I rated 8. 8 out of 100 books, 5 stars. So the chances of me getting a 5-star book 2 books into this video, I honest to god, I don't know what to do. This video is going to be like 5 minutes long. Every single time I've ever watched somebody do this video, it's like a 50-minute long video. They read about at least 5 books in it. No, me, I get 1-2 books in, it's going to be 5 minutes long. I hope you've enjoyed. But no, in all seriousness, I cannot believe this is 5 stars. I've been so intimidated to read it all year, so excited to read it all year, and the fact that it lived up to the hype. So if we're going to go into my thoughts, because this video needs to be a little bit longer than 5 minutes, so I suppose we may as well. I did finish this book last night. I did not want to put it down the entire time I was reading it. I literally read it so quickly because every given second that I had to read, you bet your ass I was picking up this book, and it was just so good. Taylor Swift, The Great War, she wrote that about them. If you don't know what Divine Rivals is about, because to be honest, I didn't really know too much about it before going into it, other than the fact I knew it was academic rivals to lovers and they kind of communicated through letters, but she didn't know it was him. Follow Iris, who works as a columnist. She is a journalist at this newspaper and she wants to become, like, I can't remember what they called it, but basically like the head journalist for this paper. But so does Roman. So they are kind of rivals, they are enemies, they are very much competing for this like same spot, this same profession, and it causes so much tension. They don't really like each other, but from the get-go Rebecca, you can really sense there is more to that, and there is a very underlining sense of mutual likeness to one another, and they just kind of, I don't know, I loved the way that they were written from the beginning. Iris's brother has gone to fight in the War of Gods. That is the war that is happening in this book. So she started writing letters to him. She would put them underneath her wardrobe and would just hope that they would get to him. That is one of the fantasy elements in this. The letters can go places even if the other person like isn't on the other side of this wardrobe, which I absolutely love. So yeah, she's writing these letters to her brother, only intended for her brother, and then one day she gets a response. It's not her brother, it is from somebody else. Take a wild guess as to who. Yep, so Roman has been getting her letters the entire time, so he's very aware that it is her, but she has no idea that the person she is talking to, the person who is receiving all of these letters talking about like her deepest fears and just longing for her brother and grieving her brother because she doesn't know if he's alive or not, they're all going to Roman. I really think that is all you should go into this knowing. The fantasy in this is so good, but I will say that Rebecca Ross just doesn't like info dump at all, which I love. As somebody who still hasn't read too many fantasies, I hate when I'm reading one and I'm just getting info after info after info. It doesn't make me want to read the book, but the way that Rebecca Ross did it, I just couldn't stop reading it. And it was so good. I love this so much. I loved their relationship. I loved the atmosphere. I loved the fantasy element. I loved the writing style so much. So many times I was giggling and kicking my feet, and I just could not put this book down. And I don't know what did it for me and solidified it as a 5-star. If I'm being honest, when I finished it last night, I was like, okay, that's a very big, solid 4.5, 4.75 even. Then this morning I woke up and I was thinking about it all day, and all I could think about was this book and how it absolutely is a 5-star for me. I am so excited for the sequel. I am going to be reading it the second that I get my hands on it. I cannot wait. And oh my god, I'm just so happy that I did decide to read it for this video, albeit I'm very sorry that this vlog is going to be no longer than probably 5 minutes. It's fair to say that I am shocked that one, I rated the second book that I read in this video 5 stars when I have been intending to film this video for months, but I knew that it was one that was probably going to take a while. No. It took 2 books. It took like 4 days to film. And on top of that, I'm also shocked that after all of the hype and the intimidation because of the hype and not knowing if it was going to live up to it, it did. And it was 5 stars. And it may be the last 5-star that I read in 2023. But yeah, I'm so sorry it was so short, but the second book I read was 5 stars, and that was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I'm now going to go sit in front of my bookshelf, stare at all of the books, and contemplate what other books I've been putting off that could well be 5 stars, and then I'll finish this video off tomorrow. So I'm here to round off the video. I still cannot believe that the second book I read ended up being the one that I rated 5 stars. Obviously that was Divine Rivals, and look what I got yesterday. This came into the shop so early. I literally saw it and I was like, okay, you are literally coming home with me. There's no way I'm leaving it. And I'm so excited. I cannot wait to read this. I'm definitely going to film my experience reading it so that you're going to get all of my thoughts. But the joy in seeing this, I've literally been in such a big book hangover because of Divine Rivals. And also these two together, like, I am just absolutely obsessed. I need to read it right now. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching day 11 of BOOKMAS. We have one more day. I literally cannot believe that there is only one more day left. Like, where the hell is this month gone? I hope that you are really enjoying it and that you stick around for the last day. I'm very excited about this video. It's one of my favorite vlogs I have ever filmed. If you have read any of the 2 books that I ended up reading in this video, please let me know what you also thought about them, whether you liked them or you disliked them. But if you watched until the very end of the video and you want to show you were here but you don't really know what to comment any letter emoji for Divine Rivals, of course. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, for spending some time with me and for being here, and I will see you again very soon with the last day of BOOKMAS.